Hey, welcome back, folks. Thanks for stopping back. Let me show you what next build we got up. Actually, I'm going to show you a sneak peek of one build, but the main build we're going to focus on is we're going to give a MB200 Cadillac of off-road mini bikes, in my opinion. We're going to give it a little facelift. This bike's been sitting for a while. We're going to do some upgrades on it. Let me show you this filthy rascal that we're working on. Give it a little walk around. We're going to change the fenders on it. We're going to do a little bump stick in the motor, get a little pep in the step. A few other things. We're going to fancy it up. We're going to not get too crazy with it. But the bike has definitely been sitting for a while. As you can see, it's a little on the dusty side. But let me show you the parts, some of the parts that I got that we're going to put on this bike. We're going to upgrade it. Put a little snazzier looking fender on it. Get these, all these parts here come from Go Power Sports. If you have not seen their new header pipe with it's all TIG welded up, got the like a RVL muffler in it, heavy duty pipe, got a nice brace on it, so that's going to look pretty good. We're going to have to cut a little notch in the side plate, I think right along here. I'm going to put a little half moon plate to stick that on there, but it bolts right up to the factory tab, so it's basically a pretty much a plug and play. So that's a cool pipe. I'm really anxious to see how this sounds. We're going to leave the same 196 motor on it because it's got the charge coil. We are going to put a little bump stick in it with some upgraded springs, and we're going to use the Go Power Sports motorcycle style tank. Comes with a lock and style gas cap. Got your keys for it. Also comes with your pitcock valve. So you know it's like a regular motorcycle tank. You'll have your on off, and you also have a reserve, which comes in pretty handy if you're out doing a long day of riding and not paying attention to your fuel and you kind of run low. You can always switch it over to reserve, which is very handy. I put one on my Gambler bike. So this is going to be the bike we're working on, MB200. So what I'm probably going to do is not bore you with taking every single thing apart, but I am going to totally strip it completely down. So maybe a little fast forward action there. And then I'll do all the detailed stuff whenever I'm putting it back together. We're going to give it a little paint job here and there, make it look kind of snazzy. I do have some different shocks laying around that I'm going to put on the back. Not a lot of cutting and welding, just kind of a little facelift. And while I'm working on that bike, I got you a little sneak peek right here. If any of y'all don't know what this is, this right here, I'm trying to get this out here. This is a cat duster. Original purple. I'll go in more depth when I'm working on this. This frame needs a bunch of work, but I'm trying to get parts lined out. I got them scattered everywhere. This frame is pretty messed up. It's got a big old crack in it here. Somebody has come in and scabbed in some metal on the back side. Kind of hard to see. Kind of scabbed in some metal right here. So I need to get all this stuff cut out. I'm probably going to reinforce this because this thing's got a real long front end on it. But it's got the brake and the scrub brakes here. I did sandblast the two-piece wheels a while back. I found another good sprocket. And got a power plant, which is an H35. It's going to go on it. Got my rear wheel. I do have the stars. They're in the package here. They go inside the wheel. So I'm going to attempt to put this one back with the same wild, crazy purple color. It's pretty neat. So I was going to try and keep this one patinaed like I did the Roper, but there's going to be a lot of welding I got to do on the frame. Little history on this bike. I went to Joe's mini bike reunion back in 2019, I think it was, and picked this bike up from a guy named Rafi. Can't pronounce his name right. Anyway, really cool guy. Check him out. He has GTS Hobbies down in California. He had this bike, and I picked it up from him. So I got to try and get in touch with him because I do not have the sissy bar that comes up that goes on the back. So I need to try and track that down and a few other odds and ends. But while I was at GPS, I picked up a few goodies for it just to kind of get me started. That was the original tire and wheels that were coming on it. So I picked up some new set of shoes. I got a set of, let's see, do I have tubes? Yeah, I got the tubes. New set of shoes. My throttle cable assembly. And an extra long cable because this thing's got a real long front end on it. These are kind of like the original foot peg grips that were on it. So Go Power Sports carries these. I picked those up in some chain. kind of get me started. But anyway, so you want to make sure and hit the subscribe button so you see whenever I start posting up videos on that one. I'm just trying to gather up all the parts right now. But the main focus is I'm going to put you on the stand, maybe do a quick time lapse, and I'm going to get this MB200 stripped completely apart, see how quick I can get it knocked out, and get the motor off of it. And we'll do more in-depth video of putting the cam and springs in it and whatnot, and we will go from there. So let's have some fun with this mini bike. All right, I got a few tools. So I'm gonna put you on a time lapse. So honey, once you find these folks of a jazzy tune to listen to while we time lapse this and strip this bike down. Makes for a nice helmet too. All right, folks, there you have it. Got it all stripped down. The nut on the front forks was a little tight, so I got it soaking in some deep creep penetrating oil. So we'll let that sit, see if we can get it off later. We'll get everything cleaned up. We're gonna check the bearings and everything and the wheels. Might go have a lot of run time on it, but we're gonna go ahead and check everything. Then we're gonna give it a good bath, get a little cleaning here and there, and stay tuned when we start putting this thing back together, doing the motor work on it, and we'll see you on the next video. See y'all. All right, y'all. I got it all tore apart. That front neck bolt right here that holds your top trees on, that thing, they must have Loctited it like no tomorrow from the factory. It took me a while. I actually had to put a little heat on it, spray it down with some penetrating oil to finally get it apart. Anyway, so I got that part all ripped done. Here's all the parts off the bike. Majority of this will get cleaned up, put back on. We're going to change some fenders and a few other things, some shocks, and put some Go Power Sports DEI chain on. But I wanted to show you all this right here. You think this this mini bike has been sitting for a while? Look at this gas cap. See inside that. Can you see inside the tank there? So we can shine a little light down in there. It is majorly crusty in there. I really don't want to get this stinky gas on my hands. Let me get this out of here. Get the screen out. Yeah, think that's pretty nasty? Ah. Ooh, that stinks. Anyway, yeah, we got a job to do when we clean this thing up. But make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next portion of the Moto box, or not Moto box. What are we working on? This is the MB200. Sorry about that. Stay tuned for the rest of the videos for the MB200 Face Lift on this bike. All right, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all soon.